YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today we're here with a oldie but goodie revamped. As you can see from the title, today we're talking about the weekly fragrance rotation. For those of you who are new to the channel, what we do today is we talk about the fragrances that I wore this week. We talk about the compliment factor, lack of compliments, etc. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get down to Big Beard Business. So on Sunday, I kicked it off with this one here, and this is Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. Okay, this is a newer fragrance in my collection. I did a first impressions on this fragrance here. Nice, clean fragrance, but nothing over the top. I wore this fragrance on Sunday, didn't get any compliments with it, and it did okay in terms of how long it lasted. Overall, I think this one falls in line with most Jimmy Choo fragrances. They're good, but not great in my personal opinion. So there you have it, man. On Sunday, Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. Now, this week is a little bit weird as I am in the process of relocating from Chattanooga, Tennessee to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I had to get on a plane to do that. But before I left, I stopped at my local office, and the fragrance that I did decide to wear on the plane is none other than this gem here with myself and Navitus Parfums, which happens to be the key. Now, I did get some feedback with this fragrance when I wore it into the office. There were some new people there, and they said, "Hey, what do you have on? Smells great." And I began to tell them a little bit about what I had on. This scent here is said to be the key to compliments, and I really appreciate everyone who has hopped on board with this fragrance here. I still get a lot of questions about XO Brandy, about when that fragrance is coming back. We're diligently working on bringing that back to you, but this is a phenomenal fragrance. Great for a spring, summer, pretty much an all year round fragrance in my personal opinion. Bright, uplifting, fresh, and the compliments do roll in. Navitus Parfums and your boy, The Key. Now, when it comes down to the rest of this week, for the time that I was in Dallas, well, I took a travel pack with me, and the travel pack consisted of Creed fragrances. I brought 10 Creed fragrances with me, and I wasn't sure what I was going to wear. But on my first full day within Dallas, I decided to go with Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Now, this was one of those bossed up fragrances, and I had a lot of things to do on Tuesday. A lot of conference calls, a lot of people to meet, so I decided to wear this scent here. Now, when I wore this one, I went with 3 sprays of this one because I was traveling with a bunch of people and I did not want to choke anyone out in the car, and I did not know what their reaction was going to be to fragrances. And I pretty much took that same approach throughout my entire time there. Now, what I will say about this fragrance is that I got some of it on my hands and I began to smell it a lot more throughout the day, and I was like, whoa, did I have on too much? But as you know, I like to go 3 to 7 sprays, so chances are I did not. But with it being on my hands, I did get constant feedback from this scent. Now, I didn't get any compliments with this fragrance, but I do know that fragrance does smell amazing, and my confidence has not wavered with Green Irish Tweed. Now, we go into Wednesday, and the fragrance that I wore is something that you would expect, and this one here is Creed Aventus Cologne. Now, prior to leaving, this bottle was a lot more full than it is currently, and I believe that TSA got me. All right, so when I got this one out of the bag coming back home, the cap was off, the bottle was in all disarray, and it's also 25% lower than it was when I officially left Chattanooga, as well as when I left Dallas. So there's something fishy going on. The bag did not smell like Aventus, so I don't think something happened along that in terms of spillage, and nothing else in the bag spilled. None of the other bottles were impacted, just this one here. The cap was removed, this was off, and I think someone decanted it. All right, if you're in Dallas, Fort Worth, and you got some extra Aventus on, yo, your boy some bread. All right, in terms of compliments with this fragrance, I didn't get any compliments with it, but again, another fragrance that I believe does smell amazing. I did go with 4 sprays on this one, 1 on each forearm and 2 on each side of the neck. Again, I'm traveling around with a bunch of people. I didn't want to cause anyone discomfort. You guys know I like to travel up, boom, 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 bow, before I leave, and then let these fragrances perform for me throughout the day in terms of projection. But nonetheless, it's still an amazing fragrance, and one that you can rest easy with in terms of compliments. Now, as we get into the final 3 fragrances in this week, this next one I wore simply because the night prior, someone was talking about Tommy Bahama, and I said, hey, I have a fragrance that smells similar. And the fragrance that we're talking about here is Virgin Island Water. Now, Texas, specifically the Dallas-Fort Worth area, has been seeing tons of high heat. I believe it was in triple digits most of the days that I was there, and I decided to wear this scent. Now, I'll tell you that this fragrance did not have not the best performance overall. Like, we were having long days and long nights, and this one did not last me the entirety. Now, some of you would say that's not a shocker, but historically I've gotten good performance with this fragrance, so to me it is. In terms of compliment factor, I did get questions on what I have, but no direct compliments, and sometimes those are easy enough, especially when people are just beginning to know you and say, hey, what do you have on? And they may not understand how you take to compliments. But overall, an amazing fragrance, and I think this was part of the lineup. Obviously, it was part of this lineup, but it's a great lineup if you are looking to start into the world of Creed. And now we get into Friday. This fragrance here is Mrs. Stereo Girl, the Porcelain Guard, aka the fragrance that I wore on Friday. And this one is none other than Creed's Silver Mountain Water. Now, this one did spark a conversation in terms of how many Creeds I have, etc. And this is a fragrance that, listen, it's top tier to me. So 2 compliments with this fragrance here, and still a champ. When we talk about the most complimented Creeds within my collection, this one does show up as a top tier clear-cut winner, and I think if you're looking for fragrances for now as a Creed, that is one that definitely needs to be there. Now, often Silver Mountain Water is overshadowed by the likes of Aventus and Aventus Cologne and even Green Irish Tweed, but if you want something a little bit different and it's going to make people wonder what you have on and possibly spark conversation, this is one of those to do it, Creed Silver Mountain Water. And finally, on Saturday, I was back home. I got in like midnight, waited forever for my bags in Chattanooga Airport, but that's another story for another day. And the fragrance that I did decide to go with on Saturday happens to be from Parfums de Marly, and this one is Sedley. So I did switch up and from what I was wearing for the bulk of this week. Fragrance is phenomenal. You guys know how I feel about Sedley, so nothing different there. For the most part, I was in the house. I spent some time with the family as I was gone a lot throughout the week. Obviously, I was gone throughout the entire week for the most part. So I did spend a lot of time in the house on Saturday. We went out, grabbed some food, curbside assistance there for the most part. So nothing, no compliments, anything as it relates back to that. But all in all, this is a great fragrance. I went with 4 sprays on this one as well. And for the most part, with most of these fragrances, we went 3 to 4 sprays versus the 7 that we're traditionally talking about. So that was my week. What fragrance did you wear this week? Do you have them all written out like your boy? If not, I need to start doing that, and should we continue with this weekly fragrance rotation? Again, I want to get your thoughts and opinions on terms of TSA, man. Did they steal from your boy? Alright, I think they did, because all signs indicate to this bottle being less and nothing else in my bag being impacted, but that's about it. Sometimes they leave those little cards when they open up your bag and say, hey, TSA went to your bag. I didn't get one of those, but if I did, then I would have known for sure. They're trying to trip me up here. Alright, as always, I'm your boy Big B, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.